Today we are going to be finishing assembling everything in the engine, putting back all the accessories. We are making sure all the bolts are properly adjusted, all the water pump bolts, the pulley. We already installed the bypass tube for the coolant and the thermostat housing and everything. So we are going to be making sure everything is bolt on, because we have to take the engine out of the stand, put it on the hoist, so we can put the rear main seal, put the crank, no, the oil pan, no crank, the oil pan, put the oil pan back so we can marry the transmission and the engine. And then hopefully we can put the engine on the engine bay today. Hopefully. I wish for. I want to. So as soon as the engine is in there, everything is gonna be more easy. So that's what are we gonna be doing now. So come with us and
so let's get it.
Let's get to it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah.
What the hell?
What the hell was that? What was that?
This is what we have done so far. We already installed the oil pan. This is the timing belt already installed. We installed the adjustable timing sprocket because we choose to install the Beta 1 engine complete assembly. We didn't use the BBTI head. Yeah, the other engine is here. It's back there. We're gonna be installing this first. This is a Beta 1 engine, complete whole Beta 1 engine without BBTI, but it has with the intake, with the stock intake, everything stock, but we are planning to build a cylinder head, install. We have to modify that intake. We're gonna be using that intake with this 80mm throttle body. We're gonna be installing a 2001 Elantra head that comes with the solid lifters, bigger ports, everything. That head we are going to do it completely. We're gonna be installing dual springs retainers, the retainers, dual springs and retainers, the porting the head, doing everything to that head. And if Alejandro can squeeze a little bit money, he can get the pistons and rods so we can complete the engine and do whatever we want horsepower on this car. What do you think?
Let's see what happens.
Whatever the transmission hold and the drive shaft. Okay, we are going to install. This is the transmission. The transmission is already installed. I already showed you a video assembling and changing the first and second synchronizers. We install everything. We're gonna be installing right now the seals, the two drive shaft seals, brand new, and we're gonna be installing the flywheel, the clutch, and everything, so we can put everything together and put the engine back in the engine bay. Okay. So we are going to be installing this flywheel. This is a 2008 flywheel, and we had to modify it because this here, it was smaller than this here in the crankshaft, and it didn't want to go in. So we have to take it to a machine shop to do this part a little bit bigger so we can install this 2008 flywheel and in the 1999 engine. So I need the bolts for the flywheel. So we are going to be installing everything today. Well guys, we already installed the flywheel and we torqued the bolts to 95 foot-pounds of torque. It's gonna be from 85 to 95. We went to 95 because this is gonna be a high horsepower engine, so we went to with the top number. And we are gonna be installing this clutch. This is a clutch master. This is a clutch master, and this is gonna be the part number for this clutch. We are using a stage 4 clutch for 500 horsepower, using a 6-spline disc with spring in bronze. So we are gonna be installing now the clutch, the pressure plate. These are the bolts, and these bolts are gonna be 15 pounds of torque. 15 pounds of torque on these bolts. We are using a little bit of Loctite. Loctite in all the bolts to be sure when anything come loose. I need this hammer. Okay. Make sure this is in the middle position, as center as can be, so you don't have problems when you install the transmission. Now it's easy because we have everything is out, and we are gonna be installing the transmission here outside. But if you are doing it on with the engine on the car, it's gonna be difficult. So you have to be sure that this is as center as possible, because even though this is a center that you have, this has to be set, but as you can see, you can move it a little bit to the right, up and down, so you have to be sure to put it as center as possible. Okay, now that we install the clutch, you can see the clutch, the plate, and everything, we torque everything to specs. Now we are going to install the throwout bedding here, put a little bit of grease in there, and here, this is the throwout bedding bracket. You have to put a little bit of grease here in the bottom part, not too much, just a little bit in those bushings, because that's gonna eliminate the squeaking sound. When you press the clutch, that is doing a squeaky sound. With a little bit of grease there, you're not going to hear it. So okay, let's do it. Now it's time to put the engine. We already put everything, all the engine mount brackets and everything is on. Transmission is on, starter is on. So now we can put everything in the engine bay. We push aside everything that we're not going to use it for now. And now we're going to be installing it. Well guys, it's almost in. We have to put this. I think this is the bolt for this engine mount. Yep, this is the one. I'm gonna slowly raise it. You have to push it to the front. Pull it. Well guys, the engine is already in the car. So the next step is put everything back together, prepare the turbo manifold, put the thermotate and everything, and put everything back where it belongs so we can enjoy the car. So guys, that's gonna be all for this video. Remember, subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Give us some comments to let us know if you like the content or not, or what we can change or what we can modify so we can entertain you a little bit better. And remember, if you dream of it, work for it and make it happen. See you in the next one, guys.